Hey everyone, Zero Senpai here. Today we're discussing Mushoku Tensei Episode 5. And just to start us off, we're going to be talking about, basically, Rudy reading a letter that Paul left him after he was kidnapped, to say the least. So yeah, basically the letter talks about how he is going to be working for the next 5 years at this place that he's going to with Ghislaine. He's gonna also learn swordsmanship from Ghislaine in exchange for teaching her and the person he's tutoring how to read and write and do math. And sadly, as well, the worst news about this is that he won't be able to come back home. And it sucks. Because, one, the main thing about it, he won't be able to see his Sylph again. He won't be able to see his GF, his girlfriend. Sucks. Sucks to suck. And honestly, to me, the worst part is that he won't be able to see his sisters. Like, he left when they were just born. Like, they're babies, bro. He'll miss their first 5 years of life, and that, in my opinion, that's the most important because next time they see him, be like, oh, that's the brother that we were told about that went missing, basically, or that went on his venture, whatever they're gonna tell him. They won't be able to see him, sadly, not until they're already old enough to talk, and that sucks. Sucks. Rudy can't do his routine of being the best big brother. And yeah, after this, it usually goes into basically the manor part. But I'm gonna talk about a little bit. But we'll skip when they're in their car ride over to the manor. And basically, one of the few things that were skipped is that Rudy talks to Renee about random things, random topics, and he also asked her how much it would cost for him to learn from her if he wasn't teaching her how to read and write. And basically, to put in his perspective, it'll cost you 2 gold. That's 4 times the amount that it costs Rudy's parents to pay Roxy to teach Rudy magic, how to properly use it. And basically, Roxy's getting paid 5 gold each. My bad, not 5 gold, 5 silver, basically. So 2 gold, 4 times the price, five silver. It's pretty insane what a king rank would cost to teach you how to use a sword and whatnot. And another short thing how Paul describes, even though in the anime described her as just a willful, Paul describes her as a spoiled brat in the letter and tells him good luck, Rudy. You're gonna need it because after what we're gonna see, yeah, he's gonna need it. We also find out, not in the anime but in the light novel, that Rudy is also getting paid for this. He's getting paid 2 silver, per month, and that and also that Ghislaine also recommends Rudy after he makes himself at home, basically gets his bearings, to go down to the city to basically learn how the way the currency works, how money is transacted, how much something is worth, so he doesn't get swindled later on. After this, we skipped an important part, in my opinion, where after Paul gets Rudy kidnapped, ties him up and everything, lets him leave. We skip basically where Paul talks about how in the fight, at least in the light novel fight, Rudy got close to knocking Paul out a few times, and Paul points out that if Rudy wanted to, he could basically he would already be good enough to be in a party, an adventure party, and hold his own. Because even though Paul could step into, basically knock them out, Paul realized that within those 3 steps that he had to take to knock Rudy out, two party members could have come in and blocked it. He's a mage. He's supposed to be backliner. He's not supposed to be a close combat specialist. So Paul could have been already fended off by his warrior party, by Rudy's quote unquote Rudy's warriors party members, to imaginary party members, to block him off. Or Rudy could have finished him off like that. That's how experienced Rudy is in magic and everything. And he also says that he laments how it had to be done this way, how he had to basically knock Rudy out to send him off on a journey to where he gets enough money to go to university, and that Rudy is basically banned from going home. He hates how he had to do it, but he had to and whatnot and everything. Let's see. And something, a small skills part. When they arrive, instead of just driving straight to the manor, Rudy arrives from the stagecoach into a stagecoach parking lot area, and Rudy just walks around the city as he's going to the manor with Ghislaine and everything. Just something small skipped. And after that, this is when Dao goes to the anime where he meets Philip Greyrat and he learns what he has to do, what he has to teach Eris and everything, what his job entails, and what he's has to put himself through after he has to go meet him. However, we just give an important interaction, another one, where he meets basically Saurus, Grey Rat, his great uncle, if I'm being correct, his great uncle, who is the liege lord of the Fetora region, where their town is in, this entire region where they're in, and also Paul's uncle. So yeah, I was right. Yeah, his great uncle and everything. And that's when he's berating Rudy like, "Hey, Rudy, why aren't you doing this?" And the reason I speak like that, he's very loud. I'm just saying that he's a loud guy. Like, he speaks very loud and with a tone that's intimidating, according to Rudy and everything. And after that, he starts bringing Rudy and everything. That's when they ask Rudy, "What are you gonna do with Eris? What do you plan to do that's different from the other tutors and everything?" And that's when Rudy makes a plan to get her to study seriously. That's when Rudy gets a plan to make her study seriously. And then that leads to basically him getting his ass beat by Eris and everything, him getting scared and stuff like that. Another thing about it is that now, I think the saddest part about this entire thing, to be serious, Rudy doesn't have the Holy Relic right now, and I think that will affect him mentally a lot. You know, honestly, like, it sucks, man. Always sucks. Remember, guys, keep the Holy Relic on you at all times, so you can be safe for the future. However, at least he has a necklace. At least he has the necklace that Roxy left him. And notice how he never takes it off. Never took it off whatsoever. And honestly, respect that. It really did. Alright. After that, Rudy gets back to the room and everything, where in the anime he just goes to sleep after complaining about Eris. And Rudy actually does thank Paul about that he managed to get him a job. He managed to get him a job. He managed to get him a place to stay while he has the job. And he's managed to guarantee Rudy that instead of having Rudy having the budget, in my opinion, instead of having Rudy have the budget and everything, have to make sure he has enough money left over. In addition to living expenses, Rudy doesn't worry about anything else besides just teaching his girl for the next 5 years. And then he will have enough money, and will guaranteed, like, he'll have enough money to basically pay off for his tuition and Sophie's. And honestly, that's for 5 years, bro. You should, like, just do it, bro. It's really, really good. Plus, he also gets the paid amount extra, the 2 silver a month. So that's pretty damn good, and everything else as well. Also, I'm gonna put it up right now where we get basically a small stat list. The difference between the last one is that now with Eris and Rudy being the tutor, Rudy has like a little note sheet that he writes down about what she likes, what she doesn't like, and everything. And so far, this is her name: young mistress, occupation, granddaughter of the Fetora liege lord, personality, fierce, doesn't listen to what people say, reading, writing, can write her own name at least, arithmetic, can add single digit numbers, hey, start from somewhere, magic, no clue, fencing, sword god style, beginner tier, etiquette, can do the Boris style greeting, and people that she like is her grandfather and Ghislaine. And after this, in the anime, we went straight from sleep to basically kidnap. And unlike that, I'm just gonna explain like a little bit of things and whatnot, how like there was an actual plan that he gave out. It wasn't just like, oh, I have a plan, and then I went straight to her being kidnapped. There was a small plan basically, which is it starts off with Ghislaine escorting like Eris as usual and everything. Then she accidentally looks away, which is when she'll let young mistress Eris, get the slip and everything, run away. Rudy would follow her, and he was just he would get beat the crap out of him, and she wouldn't care about me. Like, basically, he would follow her, but he doesn't want to get the crap beat out of him, so he'd just be at a distance and everything to a point where she doesn't care. After this, she would, in a sense, since Rudy's younger and following him, she'll be okay, drag her around as a minion, until finally they get kidnapped. And after that, the plan was to basically escape. The kidnappers would be like, actors, be like, hey, you're gonna be careful in there, I'm gonna kill you or something like that, and they leave him there, no injuries or nothing, like what I want to say right now. And they would first escape. Rudy would tell her like, all right, we have to stay at this inn for the night. How much it'll be a bunch of teaching moments of Rudy telling her why she needs to learn math, writing, and reading. And he'll use all this experience to basically convince her that, yeah, you need this in real life. You would need these skills to survive in this world if you're ever going to become someone else besides the liege lord's granddaughter and everything. And then, bam, they will get home safely. And that's the end of it. And as we saw, it went 100% wrong. It all went wrong. Like, they got kidnapped in the end, which is step one, good. And then it wasn't a game. As we're pretty sure, if you noticed, you saw the entire time when the bandit came to the room, Rudy was like doing the little wink the entire time just to make sure that it's like, hey, it's the cue, stop being scary. And poor Eris got beat up so bad. She got her teeth broken, bro. Like, can you just imagine how hard you have to hit someone? Well, first she's on the floor and she's getting her head kicked into the floor when her face is already there. Then she's coughing blood. Like, yeah, she got beat up. She got beat up, and that's it was basically pretty bad, and everything. How, and also the book went into detail how they're basically crappy bandits who are gonna sell the kids off and everything, and like just basically be pieces of crap, basically, and crap like that. So yeah, after that, after they escaped and everything, and they made a few promises of don't make any noise, listen to what he says. And the anime basically showed that they went straight from escaping back on the carriage to Roa. In the light novel, this was like a multi-day journey because they woke up, they escaped someplace, a town that was like 2 towns away from Roa, where Eris lives. And basically in the hay area where they were in the anime, that's where they slept for the night, and that's where they had to wait for the stagecoaches to come in the morning, the entire time being like incognito, making sure they weren't being tracked and everything. And that's when Rudy's showing her the merits of knowing math and reading and writing, because like we said, you have to know how to read to know where we're going, you have to know how to write things down, to calculate, and math to basically do arithmetic and to make sure you don't get scammed out of your money. After this, let me see real quick. After they get the confrontation where they get back to Roa, and it's like, okay, they're good and everything. They see Rudy sees the butler, they're home free. They're free, they're gonna go home and sleep. Until they don't, and Eris gets kidnapped again. And this is when I love this scene, because it shows how good at magic Rudy is, but also shows how naive he is in this world now. Because first we get to him using his earth magic to make an earth wall. Great, blocks their escape route. Then we get to see a compressed, basically, smoke bomb of dirt, shoots it at the sword guy, and boom, smoke. Cool. He then uses his earth magic to incapacitate the man that's holding Eris. Light novel, he cuts his arm off. That's probably better than getting your balls crushed by that punch of stone. But yeah, he managed to save Eris, uses the wind and fire to blast himself off. However, he made a mistake, because during this time frame he didn't calculate if the bandit was an actual sword user or just a guy with a sword. And it turns out he's a North God style user. And from what I talked about before in the I think 2 episodes back, North God style users don't use the sword like a sword. They use the sword like a tool to win, any means necessary. As we saw, when he threw the sword, it wasn't just a desperate, oh no, I'm gonna throw a sword. He knew what he was doing. He threw that sword to kill Rudy. And like Rudy said, if Ghislaine didn't come out of nowhere, he would have died, and this would have been the end of the story. And this is when Rudy, after Ghislaine comes and just kills them both. Amazing animation. I loved it. Love that scene. Rudy gets the realization that what happens if he dies? Does he get another chance, or is he done? This is when Rudy realized that he has to get strong enough to defend himself, especially in this world where things like this can happen to, in my opinion, the fact that this can happen to a liege lord, someone that controls that entire region, shows how necessary it is to know what to know magic and know how to train yourself. Because if not, you're dead meat, bro. You are dead meat. After this, the anime line will go exactly the same way. It goes the same way of them arriving at the house, the manor, Eris letting Rudy call her Eris and everything. Rudy's higher, Rudy's happy. It's all celebratory because everyone's safe and happy now. And we get another update right before this chapter ends. We get another update. And now Rudy knows the name is Eris B. Grey Rat. Occupation, still, granddaughter of the Fatora Liege Lord. Personality, fierce. Doesn't always listen to what people say. A little different. I'll put it up as well. Reading, writing, she can write her own name. Arithmetic, can use addition, no longer just single digit, which is pretty good. Magic, not interested. Fencing, sword god style, beginner tier. Etiquette, can do the border style greeting. And people she likes, it's still only granddaughter Ghislaine. But yeah, other than that, that was episode 5. And quick thoughts, I liked it. Good adaptation so far. Nothing, even though I skipped that mini arc of like them having to escape, how to plan everything. I honestly don't think it was like too much lost, you know. I'm just explaining it because it's something skipped, but nothing lost in case you're just watching the anime by itself. Because I'm pretty sure they got the point across. They got the point across that she has to learn all these things to survive in the world and everything. But yeah, my favorite part, I loved when Ghislaine came on over and just pushed their asses in and just killed them. I loved it. Great animation. And still, great show. Great adaptation so far overall. And I loved it and everything. So yeah. Well, that was episode 5. If you liked the episode, hit the like button. If you want to keep watching more, hit the subscribe button. Both of those things help out a lot. And if you have anything to say you want to talk about, just comment down below. I'll try my best to get back to you as fast as I can. For anything else, Zero Senpai out.